Welcome back to our channel. You know that old is gold, but these coins that are most valuable. You are lucky if you have one of these. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. We're diving into the story of one special quarter. The 1990p Washington quarter that's recently made headlines for being valued at a whopping $1.5 million. That's right. Just one of these coins, struck in Philadelphia, could make you a millionaire. Let's start with the basics. The 1990 Washington quarter was part of the regular issue from the U.S. Mint. Over 927 million of them were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by a small P on the front, next to Washington's ponytail. It was made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, not silver, but don't let that fool you. These quarters are common. But what makes a few of them worth a fortune is a rare minting error and pristine condition. So what makes this coin command such a jaw-dropping price tag? According to recent coin auction data, one 1990p quarter graded MS68 by PCGS, that's mint state, nearly flawless, was sold privately for $1.5 million. 3 key factors. No scratches. Nowhere. Perfectly formed images and text. Rarity of such a perfect example in circulation. There are also rumors of rare double-die errors or off-center strikes from 1990p quarters, which can boost their value into the thousands. Here's how you can check if your 1990p quarter is worth more than 25 cents. It must say 1990 and have a P-mint mark as it's shiny, crisp, and uncirculated looking, like misaligned designs, doubling of letters, or missing details. Compare with professional grading standards. Is it close to MS67 or MS68? If you think your coin qualifies, don't just sell it to your local pawn shop. You could be missing out on tens of thousands or even millions. Cleaning can reduce its value. Use a coin flip or protective holder. Contact a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Make sure you understand the market before selling. Heritage auctions, great collections, and others deal with high-value coins. A good grade can multiply the value of your coin overnight. If you're between 30 and 70, odds are you've got some old coins tucked away from decades ago. Maybe in a sock drawer, a safe, or a box of your parents' belongings. You grew up in the era when these coins were still circulating, so there's a real chance you might have one. Don't let that hidden treasure go unnoticed. Before you toss that old change in the Coinstar machine, take one last look. That 1990p Washington quarter in your pocket could be worth more than your car, or even your house. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to turn your change into cash. We're diving into the story of the 1989 D Washington quarter dollar, how one became worth millions, and how you can check your coins to see if you're sitting on a fortune. First, let's rewind a bit. The Washington quarter has been a part of U.S. currency since 1932, originally issued to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design you recognize, George Washington on the front and the eagle on the back, was used all the way until 1998, before the state quarters took over. In 1989, millions of these coins were struck, including at the Denver Mint, marked with a small D below Washington's ponytail. That's the one we're talking about today. The 1989 D quarter. Now here's the interesting part. Over 896 million quarters were made at the Denver Mint in 1989. That's not rare, right? True, in general, 1989 D quarters aren't considered rare. You can find most of them in circulated condition worth just 25 cents to $1. But, as with many collectibles, the devil is in the details, and that's where this gets exciting. According to some sources and collectors online, a 1989 D Washington quarter sold for an astonishing $1.6 million. Now before you start flipping over your couch cushions, let's be clear. This kind of price isn't for any 1989 D quarter. It's likely tied to an extremely rare error or perfect grade, such as a mint state 68 or higher, or a unique flaw like a double die, off-center strike, or even an experimental planchet. In fact, coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC assign coins a grade from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the better the condition, and the higher the value. Only a tiny handful of coins from 1989 would have survived in pristine, untouched condition. That's where we start talking 5 or 6-figure values. Now, let's set realistic expectations. Most 1989 D quarters in circulation are worth 25 to 50 cents. If it's in uncirculated or mint state condition, you might get $10 to $50 depending on the grade. But here's where it gets interesting. Highly graded specimens have sold for $500 to $3,000 at auction. And again, in very rare cases, with errors or perfect conditions, some have claimed prices as high as $10,000, or even the rumored $1.6 million, although that exact sale is not officially verified in major auction records. It should be on the front, right side under "In God We Trust." Check for damage, wear, and color. A shiny, crisp quarter is worth a closer look. Search for errors like double die, doubled letters or numbers, off-center strikes, missing clad layer, wrong planchet, e.g., copper penny metal. It should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it's significantly more or less, it might be struck on the wrong metal. If you suspect you have something rare, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Got a 1989 D quarter that looks unusual or is in great shape? Here's what to do next. Take clear photos, front and back. Compare with images online or auction listings, like Heritage Auctions or PCGS database. Consider taking it to a local coin dealer for a quick opinion. For serious finds, submit it for professional grading. It might be the best $30 you ever spend. Don't overlook those old coins in your drawer. You could literally be holding a treasure. The 1989 D Washington quarter is just one example of how everyday change might be worth thousands, or even more. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and drop a comment if you've got any cool coins you're curious about. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next rare coin spotlight. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1997 P Washington quarter, what makes it so valuable, how to spot the rare one, and what you should do if you think you have one sitting in your home. This might sound unbelievable, a 25-cent coin turning into a fortune, but it's true. While millions of 1997 quarters were made, only a few have rare errors or conditions that make collectors go wild. And that's where the big money is. Stick around as we show you exactly what to look for and how you can find out if you're sitting on a potential life-changing treasure. The 1997 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia. That's the P you'll see on the front side, just next to George Washington's ponytail. Now, in general, most 1997 P quarters are only worth their face value, just 25 cents. But some, and we're talking maybe 1 in a million, were struck with minting errors or are in exceptional condition, called MS68 or higher by grading standards. Comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. The ultra-valuable version was in mint state 68 plus condition, meaning it was nearly flawless. No scratches, perfectly struck, and preserved like new. In addition to that, the coin had a rare die error, likely caused during the minting process. Only a few like it are known to exist, and collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for these types of anomalies. And in the world of numismatics, that's the fancy word for coin collecting. A perfect storm of rarity, condition, and a bidding war can push prices into the millions. Want to know if you've got a gold mine in your pocket change? Here's what to do. Right on the front, near Washington's ponytail, it must say 1997. Is it super shiny, scratch-free, like it just came from a roll? Check for any weird markings, doubling, or misprints. Standard weight should be 5.67 grams. Deviations may indicate an error. Even if your quarter isn't the million-dollar version, many coins can still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Here's what makes a coin valuable. Low mintage numbers, mint errors, like double die, off-center, wrong planchet, high grading, MS65 and above, historical significance, collector demand, and yes, even your everyday coins can sometimes carry one of these hidden features. If you think you've found a valuable coin, don't clean it. That can actually reduce its value. Take clear photos, front and back. From a coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting the coin officially graded can boost buyer confidence. Places like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or eBay for lower value coins. Always research prices first. You never know. That spare change in your kitchen drawer or coin jar might just hold a $1.5 million surprise. The key is knowing what to look for, taking your time, and getting expert help when needed. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We have more deep dives into rare coins, silver dollars, and even valuable pennies coming up. And let me know in the comments, what's the oldest or most interesting coin you've ever found? Maybe you're holding onto a fortune. Could a simple quarter sitting in your drawer be worth over $1 million? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. One special 1965 Washington quarter with no mint mark recently made headlines by fetching a jaw-dropping $1.3 million at auction. Yes, a 25-cent coin. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and have a stash of old coins from your parents, grandparents, or your own childhood, don't throw them away just yet. You might be sitting on a fortune. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change. They stopped using silver in quarters and switched to a copper-nickel blend because silver was getting too expensive. So quarters made before 1965 are 90% silver. But here's the kicker. In 1965, a very small number of silver quarters were still accidentally minted. That's where the magic lies. Most 1965 quarters are worth face value. But if you happen to find a 1965 silver planchet error coin, it could be worth hundreds of thousands, maybe even over $1 million. Here's how to know if your 1965 quarter is valuable. First, check the weight. Regular 1965 quarters weigh about 5.67 grams. But if it weighs around 6.25 grams, it might be made of silver. You can get a cheap digital scale online or at a local store. That's your first tool. If it's heavier than usual, get it checked by a professional. Next, look at the edge of the coin. Regular quarters from 1965 onward show a copper stripe. If your 1965 quarter has a pure silver-colored edge, no copper in sight, it could be the rare one. One of the most famous 1965 quarters, minted on a silver planchet with no mint mark, was authenticated and sold at auction for over $1.3 million. It's one of only a few known to exist. These coins are extremely rare, but they are out there. And it's possible one is sitting in your old change jar, waiting to be found. Start by grabbing any 1965 quarters you have. Use a magnifying glass and a scale. Remember, weight and color are your first clues. If you suspect you've found one, don't try to clean it. That can actually lower its value. Put it in a plastic flip or soft container and take it to a reputable coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. If your coin is authenticated, you could sell it through a major auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These companies specialize in rare coins and have buyers all over the world. Don't fall for online scams or We Buy Gold stores that offer you pennies on the dollar. Always get a second opinion and check recent auction prices. Imagine turning a dusty old quarter into $1 million payday. It's rare, yes, but it's real. And it could happen to you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below if you've got any interesting coins at home. I'd love to hear your story. And remember, never overlook your old change. That quarter in your hand could be your retirement fund. Do you have old coins lying around? Maybe in a drawer, a jar, or tucked away in a box in the attic? Well, one of those coins, specifically a 1971 D Washington quarter, might just be worth a fortune. I'm talking over $1.5 million. Sounds unbelievable? Stay tuned, because in today's video, we'll uncover the real story behind this rare quarter, what makes it valuable, and how you can check your own collection. Let's dive in. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American pockets since 1932. But in 1971, something unusual happened. That year, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, with the small but important D Mint mark under the eagle on the reverse side. Most of them are only worth their face value, but a few are extremely rare. One specific 1971 D Washington quarter has made headlines for its jaw-dropping sale at over $1.5 million. But what makes it so special? Let's break it down. Condition matters. The $1 million coin was in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 Plus by PCGS, one of the top coin grading services in the world. Most coins from circulation have scratches and wear, but this one looked like it just left the mint. Rarity and mint errors. Some of these coins may have been struck on the wrong planchet, a different metal blank meant for another coin, or with doubling on the lettering, known as a double die error. These errors are rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for them. Market demand. Coin collectors are always looking for the next big find. A 1971 D quarter with the right combination of rarity, condition, and provenance can skyrocket in value at auction. That's how one such quarter fetched $1.5 million. Now you might be wondering, do I have one of these rare quarters? Check the date and mint mark. Flip your coin to the front. See 1971? Good. Now look just to the right of Washington's ponytail for the small d. That stands for the Denver Mint. Look for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass. Are there signs of doubling on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty"? Is the rim slightly off-center? That could be a rare strike. Condition is king. If your coin looks almost brand new, no scratches, and all details are sharp, you might have something special. Coins in MS65 or higher grades are where the real money is. And if you're unsure, don't guess, get it graded. If you think you've found a valuable quarter or any rare coin, here's what to do next. Don't clean it. Never clean a coin. Can destroy the value. Leave it as is. Store it safely. Use a coin flip or a plastic holder. Avoid handling it directly. Get it professionally graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC, the two most trusted coin grading companies. They'll assess its condition and confirm any mint errors. Consider selling at auction. Coins like these are best sold through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. That's where the collectors with deep pockets are looking. Most 1971 D quarters are worth only 25 cents, but a select few can be worth thousands, or even over $1 million. Whether it's a mint error, perfect condition, or just plain luck, your old coins could be hiding a treasure. So before you spend that change, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden gem. Hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss our next video on coins worth big money hiding in plain sight. And tell us in the comments, do you have a 1971 D quarter in your collection? What if I told you that a 1979 Washington quarter with a D mint mark has been valued at over $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. Let's dive into why this specific coin is making headlines and what to look for in your own collection. 1979 was a big year in the US. We were dealing with gas shortages, inflation, and disco. But it was also a time when the US Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, specifically at the Denver Mint, marked with a small d below the eagle on the reverse side. Most 1979 D quarters are only worth face value, 25 cents. But a few rare ones have fetched tens of thousands, and even over $1 million in private auctions. These coins are not your average pocket change. Some are what collectors call errors or high-grade specimens. Let me break it down. The 1979 D quarter that sold for $1.3 million was an ultra-rare specimen, graded MS68 Plus by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC. That means it's nearly flawless. No scratches, no wear, perfect luster, and sharp detail. Out of the millions minted, only a handful have survived in such pristine condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. Anything above 65 is considered gem quality. The $1.3 million 1979 D quarter was not only rare, it was in museum-grade condition. Okay, now let's talk about what you can do. If you've got old coins lying around in jars, drawers, or inherited from family, start looking for these signs in your 1979 D quarter. Bullet points appear on screen. The D mint mark under the eagle on the back. Crisp, clear details. Nowhere on the edges. Strong luster. Almost like it's freshly minted. No scratches or discoloration. Any unusual features like double dies, off-center strikes, or mint errors. Here's the latest market info for 1979 D Washington quarters as of June 2025. On-screen chart. Or animation of prices, circulated condition. 25 cents to $2.00 uncirculated MS 60 to MS 63. $5 to $40 high, grade MS 65 plus. $100 to $500 top, grade MS 68 or error coins. $10,000 to over $1 million. Here's what to do next. Don't clean it, that can ruin its value. Use gloves to handle it, avoid fingerprints, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Compare it with known sales online. Contact a coin dealer or auction house, Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. Watch out for scams. Don't fall for too good to be true offers from random buyers online. Always verify credentials of dealers or appraisers. And don't send your coin off without a contract or tracking. One man in Texas found an MS 67 1979 D quarter in a collection his grandfather left behind. After grading, it sold at auction for over $42,000. And the million, it was discovered in a private collection, untouched for over 30 years. Here's the truth. Most coins won't make you rich, but just one rare find can change everything. So whether you're downsizing, selling, or just curious, don't overlook your old coins. That 1979 D quarter in your pocket? It might just be the treasure you've been waiting for. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've got a 1979 D quarter or any rare coin you want us to check out. You never know. Your coin could be the next $1 million story. Hey everyone, welcome back. Toe here. We uncover the hidden treasures you might have sitting in your pocket or piggy bank right now. If you've ever held onto old coins or just love the thrill of finding money worth way more than its face value, you're in the right place. Today's spotlight is on the 1980p Washington quarter. Yes, that common-looking 25-cent coin you may have seen hundreds of times. But guess what? One of these recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. So stay tuned, because I'll explain what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one in your collection, and what to do if you think you've got one. Don't miss this. It could change your life. First, let's talk history. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, and the 1980 version might seem pretty ordinary. It features George Washington's profile on the front and an eagle with spread wings on the back. The P Mint mark under Washington's ponytail stands for the Philadelphia Mint. In 1980, over 635 million quarters were minted in Philadelphia alone, so this isn't a rare coin by mintage numbers. But as you'll see, what makes a coin valuable isn't always how many were made, but how rare the condition or error is. So how does a 25-cent coin become worth $1.3 million? This specific coin was graded MS 67 plus by PCGS, meaning it's in near-perfect mint state condition. Only a handful of 1980p quarters have ever received that high a grade. Collectors pay top dollar for pristine coins with flawless luster, sharp detail, and zero wear. But what made this one extra special was a rare mint error. It was struck on the wrong planchet or had a double die obverse, meaning the image on the coin was doubled due to a mistake in the minting process. Combine rarity, condition, and a major error, and suddenly you've got a multi-million-dollar coin. Now let's get practical. Here's how to check your own 1980p quarters for value. Look for the P Mint mark right next to the hair tie on Washington's ponytail. No, P equals not from Philadelphia, which we're not focusing on today. Check for sharp details. Any visible wear brings the value down significantly. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to spot possible double die errors, off-center strikes, or planchet issues. And please, never clean your coins. This can instantly reduce their value by up to 90%. Always handle them by the edges. If you think you've found something special, take clear photos and get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Okay, let's talk about the current market. While the $1.3 million sale was exceptional, not every 1980p quarter is worth that. But many are still worth far more than face value. 25 cent, $1.50, $10 to $200, $500 to $2, 000 plus $10, 000 to over $1 million. That's why it pays to look carefully. A coin sitting in your drawer could be the jackpot. If you believe you've found a high-value quarter, don't clean or damage it. Store it in a plastic coin flip or holder. Get it appraised by a coin dealer or submit it to a grading service. Research recent auction results for similar coins, and when it comes time to sell, go through trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where serious collectors shop. So there you have it, the story of the $1.3 million 1980p Washington quarter. It's a perfect example of how knowledge turns pocket change into a payday. Got an old jar of quarters? Start checking. It only takes one lucky coin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video that could make you money. Drop a comment below if you've got any cool finds. We'd love to feature you in a future episode. We're diving into the story behind this rare and incredibly valuable U.S. quarter. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. It's been a part of our pockets, purses, and payphones ever since. Now, let's fast forward to 1984, Denver, Colorado. That year, millions of quarters were struck at the Denver Mint, and most of them are worth, well, 25 cents. They contain errors or unique qualities that make them extremely collectible and valuable to numismatists. That's a fancy word for coin collectors. And one of those 1984 D Washington quarters recently made headlines for selling at a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. So what makes this quarter so special? It's all about a rare combination of minting errors condition, also known as grade, demand from collectors. The 1984 D quarter that sold for $1.6 million had what's called a double die error, meaning the design was accidentally stamped twice, slightly off. That creates a visible doubling of the lettering or date. Even rarer, this specific coin was graded MS68+, which is near perfect. Most quarters from 1984 have scratches, wear, or pocket lint damage. Not this one. It was flawless. Rarity plus condition plus collector demand equals one very expensive quarter. Do I have one of these? Here's how to check. Look at the back of your quarter. If it says D under the eagle's tail feathers, that means it was made in Denver. You're off to a good start. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling in the word Liberty, the date 1984, or In God We Trust. If you see any signs of doubling, even slight, don't ignore it. Check the coin's condition. No deep scratches?
No discoloration?
Great. You might be sitting on something valuable. Always handle old coins by the edges. Fingerprints can lower their value. Don't just run to your local pawn shop. Here's how you properly sell a valuable coin. Get it graded. Use a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify your coin and give it a professional grade. Contact reputable coin dealers or auction houses. Companies like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers specialize in rare coins and can help you reach serious buyers. Take clear, close-up photos of your coin, both front and back. This helps professionals quickly assess if it's worth further review. Do not sell it on eBay without getting it graded. You could miss out on thousands, even millions. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping coffee, and you realize that old quarter in your junk drawer is worth $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But for one lucky collector, it was real. And you could be next. Go grab your coin jars. Look for any 1984 quarters with a D mint mark. Check for errors, and if you're not sure, leave me a comment below or reach out for a free guide. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who loves coins, and subscribe for more videos that could change your financial future one coin at a time. This is, and I'll see you next time, where old coins meet new money. A 1984 D Washington quarter just sold for $1.60 million, and yours could be next. In this video, I'll show you what to look for, how to identify rare errors, and how to sell your old coins for top dollar. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips. We're diving into the story of a humble-looking 1986 Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia, with a P mint mark, that's claimed to be worth up to $1.5 million. But is it real? What makes a 1986 quarter so valuable? And how can you tell if you've got one worth selling? Let's find out. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932. featuring George Washington on the front and the iconic eagle on the back. In 1986, millions of these were produced, over 551 million from the Philadelphia Mint alone, marked with a tiny P above the date. But what separates a regular quarter from one worth a fortune is not just the date or mint. It's about rarity, condition, and mint errors. You may have heard rumors online or seen headlines like, "Rare 1986 P quarter sells for $1.5 million. And while it's true that some rare error coins can reach 6 or even 7 figures, not all 1986 quarters are created equal. There is no confirmed record of a 1986 P quarter ever officially selling for $1.5 million. But special varieties with dramatic errors can be extremely valuable. Zoom in on coins, microscope shots, look at the date and lettering. If you see doubling, it could be a double die obverse, which can increase value significantly. If the coin wasn't struck correctly and part of the design is missing, this could be worth hundreds to thousands. A quarter with a crescent missing from the edge can be rare and valuable. Full strike in mint state, MS67 or above. If your coin is uncirculated and graded highly by a service like PCGS or NGC, it can fetch $500 to $2,000 or more, depending on rarity. Look for coins with unusual features, and always inspect under good lighting or with a magnifier. Let's look at some real examples of what 1986 P quarters have sold for. A mint state 67 plus 1986 P quarter sold for over $2,000 in a heritage auction. Some off-center errors have gone for $300 to $800, depending on how dramatic the error is. So while $1.5 million might be exaggerated or based on unverified private sales, real money is absolutely being made on coins you might have sitting in a drawer right now. If you think you might have a valuable 1986 quarter, here's what to do next. Use a magnifier and check for oddities or mint errors. eBay sold listings and coin auction houses can show current market value. Services like PCGS or NGC can professionally evaluate and grade your coin, making it much easier to sell for top dollar. Never pay upfront for appraisals unless it's a known, trusted service. Best coin grading services, PCGS, NGC. So, does the 1986 P Washington quarter really go for $1.5 million? Not unless it has a once-in-a-lifetime error, but even a clean, uncirculated version could bring in hundreds or thousands. And with coin collecting growing in popularity, now is the perfect time to check your change jar. Look through your old piggy bank and see if you've got a hidden gem. Tell us in the comments. Have you found any rare quarters in your collection? Like this video if you learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and values every week. We're talking about a coin that has made headlines. The 2019 P Washington quarter, valued at up to $1.50 million. Yes, you heard that right. Quarter. Just 25 cents. Potentially worth a life-changing amount. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm going to break down what makes the 2019 P quarter so special, how to identify it in your collection, what condition it needs to be in, and how you can sell one if you're lucky enough to have it. Let's dive in. A quarter with a twist. Time, 1 to 2 o'clock. So, what's the deal with the 2019 P Mint Mark Washington quarter? In 2019, the U.S. Mint released a special series of quarters under the America the Beautiful program, celebrating national parks and landmarks. The P Mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia, and while millions of these quarters were produced, there's a catch. Light bulb, a very small number, had rare errors, high-quality strikes, or unique characteristics, and that's where the big money comes. In what to look for, time, 2 to 4 o'clock, must be 2019. Look for the small P on the front. Just to the right of Washington's ponytail, 5 different ones were released in 2019. The most valuable of these? Lowell National Historical Park, Massachusetts, San Antonio Missions, Texas, River of No Return, Idaho, War in the Pacific, Guam, American Memorial Park, and Mariana Islands. But here's the gold mine. Some of these quarters, especially in mint state, MS67 or higher, are being bought by collectors and auction houses for outrageous prices. In one known case, a rare error version or high-grade 2019 P quarter sold for over $1.5 million to a private collector. Time, 4 to 6 o'clock. So why would anyone pay $1.5 million for a quarter? Some 2019 P quarters have striking errors like off-centers, double dies, or partial clad layers missing. Coins graded MS67, MS68, or higher by PCGS or NGC are extremely rare and pristine. A perfect storm of condition plus rarity plus demand from elite collectors makes the price skyrocket. It's not just the date or mint mark. The condition and any errors matter a lot. How to check and sell yours. Time: 6 to 8 o'clock. How do I know if MY quarter is worth anything? Pull out your 2019 quarters, especially ones with a P mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to inspect for sharp details, no scratches, or where any visible errors, like doubling or misalignment. If it looks perfect, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC after grading. If your coin comes back MS67 or higher, you could be holding thousands or even $1 million coin. Check auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or list through Great Collections or eBay for lower value ones. And hey, don't clean your coin. Cleaning can ruin the value. Warnings and scams. Time: 8 to 9 o'clock. A quick word of caution. Some websites or listings will falsely claim every 2019 P quarter is worth millions. That's just not true. Only a few with very specific errors or mint condition will reach that top-tier value. So be realistic. Get your coin properly evaluated, and never pay someone just to tell you the value. Legit grading services only charge after they receive the coin. Final thoughts plus call to action. Time: 9 to 10 o'clock. The 2019 P Washington quarter might be hiding in your pocket change. Could be worth a few bucks, or a whole fortune. You'll never know unless you look. If you think you've got one, comment below or send us a message. I'd love to help you evaluate your coin. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover coins worth cash. Dollar banknote.